morning, everybody. This is DearMamaSal, and it is another Good morning, everybody. This is DearMamaSal, and it's another rainy one here in south of British Columbia. I'm hoping that this weather is going to stop pretty soon because we've got a wedding this weekend and we definitely don't want this wet stuff. So I don't mind it raining today, but could you please organize it that it starts drying up, preferably tomorrow, because today is Thursday. Yay, that's my Friday. For those of you who know, I take Fridays off now. It's part of my retirement plan. So what I was going to talk about today was being happy. And I get a distinct feeling that from reading your various emails to me, that you really get a sense that those of us who are vloggers have lived different lives. And the question is, do we live different lives because we're vloggers? Or are vloggers people with different lives? Do you get what I'm saying? I actually don't think vloggers are different at all, except for the fact that they've actually overcome the fear of people judging them. You couldn't possibly be somebody who worried about people judging them and vlog. We know that. Because, sorry about the windshield. Because, you know, you would really suffer greatly. So that's the one difference between people who do vlog and people who don't. Vloggers really know that they're going to make a fool of themselves, and that's okay with them. Not intentionally, but you know they know it's going to happen. Vloggers know that they're going to have good days and bad days. Some days they're going to look great, and some days they're not. Vloggers know that sometimes they will not have the greatest screenshots going, and sometimes they will. And I think to be a vlogger, you got to have a sense of humor. Because of all of that. Because if you don't have a sense of humor, you'd really have a problem. However, that said, here's what I believe. I believe vloggers get up every morning the same as you guys do. They have the same sort of stresses. They have the same bills to pay. Some of them have a little bit more money to pay it with. We know that. But overall, I'd say the majority have the same issues that you do. There are the superstars, and we're not going to include those for the moment. But the rest of them, you know, they have the same issues as you do. So what makes a difference is the way that they approach life. I believe in some way that vlogging has really helped me in my general life. I'm not sure I would have coped with all of this medical stuff as well as I have, had it not been for the fact that you guys are there to support me. Would I have been as good about quitting smoking? And I think it's 166 days today. But would I have been able to hang on there without you guys? I don't think so. I don't know. But I do know that vlogging has really been something I have benefited from rather than anything else. So the point that I'm trying to make here is happiness is not something that sort of, you know, you buy at the store or somebody else gives to you or whatever. Happiness is something you create on a daily basis, and sometimes hourly basis, and sometimes minute by minute. You make those choices. Do I want this? And let me give an example of this, because sometimes I think you guys prefer the real life examples. I got a feeling that's why you watch me, actually. So here we go. This morning, 6 alarms later, I got out of bed, and I'm going, where is my coffee mug? Yeah, because I always take a coffee to work. Can't find it. So I think it's probably at work, encrusted with old milk. So therefore, I don't have a backup one, so I haven't got a coffee with me to take to work, which is fine. I'm not going to get upset about that. Do you think there was a moment where my brain, you know, I call that voice in my head Gertrude, where Gertrude said to me, "Oh, you bozo, how could you have left it at work?" And my answer was, because I did. because I don't want those negative thoughts to overtake my morning, because you know I'm bad enough in the mornings without that happening. So that was the first thing. Then I'm getting dressed, everything's fine. Get all the way down to the car, get in the car, and then I go to pull out my camera so that I can talk to you guys. No camera. Well, for a second I thought, did I just take it out of its pouch? Where's my camera? And then I realized, no, I didn't take it out of the pouch. It's still upstairs. So, turn off the car, relock the car, go back to the house, go back upstairs, go into the bedroom, search for the camera, find the camera, and go downstairs, relock up the front door, reopen up the Jeep, and start the day all over again. Now, again, could I have really turned that into that sort of a thing? You heard the way I was saying that. I'm beating up on myself the whole way, but what I did was, realizing that my brain could do that to me, and that would be really change my whole mood, I went, I need the exercise. And I do. I need the exercise of going up and down those stairs. So I actually was quite happy doing it. Because what I did is I immediately changed the thinking. I think they call that cognitive. I immediately changed the thinking. As I hear the negative, I change it to a positive. And that's something you might want to try. Which is, as soon as you beat up on yourself, that you correct yourself. As soon as you say, oh, how could I be so stupid? No, you weren't stupid. You just forgot your camera. And now, good news, you get to get some exercise going upstairs to get it. It changes your mood. It really does. But I could have already been in a bad mood if I'd let, things that happened to me this morning take control. And the point that I'm trying to make is, I believe that the one thing that vloggers have in common is they're pretty upbeat. Have you noticed that? Now, you also notice that you only get to see about, at maximum, half an hour of their day. And that's the half an hour that they're telling you about their day, not the actual, well, in some cases you get to see the actual day. So, so understand that the vloggers are experiencing the same sort of things that you do. They just deal with it differently, and that's what gives them the attitude that they seem to have. By the way, I'd like to just tell you about something that happened yesterday, and I didn't talk about it when I was driving, but I'm going to this morning because I got an update on it. A woman wrote to me yesterday, said she had $1,400 to her name. She was driving a hired car. She was out of a job. She was going to have to move out of her apartment because she couldn't afford it anymore. She didn't have the money for the movers to get her stuff out of the apartment. She'd found a new place but needed $1,100 plus to actually secure it. Didn't have any friends or relatives in LA that she could stay with, and asked me what should she do. Well, I don't mind telling you, that's a sort of heartbreak thing that I just, you understand, that's way too deep for me to be able to actually help. You're talking about a matter of days before she has to leave her apartment. And so, I cannot fix or even help fix all the things that have gone wrong in the past. You can only deal in the present day. And that's where most people get this wrong. They get totally overwhelmed with the future and link it to the past, instead of living just one day at a time. So what I said to her is, the most important thing you can do is get a job. Any job that's going to pay you some money. And the amazing thing was that she wrote to me last night. And, you know, in terms of those of you who are believers, there's got to be a God. Because in the course of one day, she managed to get 2 really good job interviews, both of which she had been called back for second interviews. I can't remember all the other bits, but, you know, it was just like, it was almost like impossible stuff had happened in 24 hours. And I was stunned. I mean, I was delighted for her, but stunned, because life doesn't normally do that to you. So I was extremely happy for her. And there's part of me that wondered, you know, the fact that she asked for help, did that clear the way for her to get help? I wonder if that's making any sense to anybody. But sometimes we struggle and struggle and struggle. And whether it's of our friends or of our faith or whatever, we just don't ask for help. And if we don't ask for help, then we're probably not going to get any. So this was an incredible story. And, you know, as you know, I get a lot of different emails on a daily basis. And after I've had my cup of coffee when I get home, my decaf, and I sit down and I look at everything, before I get too involved in the rest of my life, I actually try and answer the emails that have come in during the day. And so to hit one like that was extremely difficult. The most peculiar thing was that I, for some reason, missed this particular email. Whoops. Big stop. Yes. Oops. I missed this particular email for 2 days. Coincidence? I don't think so. So in fact, by the time I wrote back to this young lady, she'd had 2 more days to sort out her problems and had done a great job. Great news. I felt so much better about that. So I guess my answer to this one in terms of happiness is sometimes 2 days is all that it takes to make a difference. What seems absolutely insurmountable today could be completely different, as it was for this viewer, in 2 days. Get it? But what we do is we just get caught in the what's happening today thing. I'm now more than 3/4 of the way to work and about to hit the heavier traffic. So I'm going to stop vlogging now. So I hope that you have had a great day, because I know by the time I get this up, it's going to be nighttime for some of you, and some of you probably won't get to this until the morning. So if you're watching this in the morning, have a great day. Oh, shush. I'm definitely getting new windshield wipers now. We can't go through winter like that. Have a great day, everybody, and I'll be catching up with you soon. This is DearMamaSal saying bye for now.